Tanker Vapes here, and today we're going to be looking at the Kriemhild Kit by Vapefly in collaboration with German 103. We're going to dive down, take a look at everything that comes with the kit. We're going to look at the features of the tank and the mod. Afterwards, I'm going to vape it, tell you all my thoughts about it. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, here we go with the Kriemhild Kit. This is the box that the kit comes in. Got everything that comes in the package here. Got your scratch and sniff verification sticker here. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Alright, here we go. This is the inner box. The box that's inside the sleeve. Alright, it comes with their battery warning cards. Pretty standard. Comes with the German 103 founding card here and its members. Comes with a tank. This tank holds 5 milliliters of e-liquid. I've been using it, as you can see. Comes with a spare glass, which is nice. And it comes with the mod itself. Take all this out. Also inside the box, if I pull this out here, you have your little cover here. You're going to get a charging / firmware update cable. You're going to get a plethora of extra O-rings. And you're going to get an extra coil. This coil here I haven't used yet is the triple coil. It's a triple mesh coil. Pretty nicely built coil in my opinion. And then you, of course, you have your owner's manual. You have a separate manual for the sub-ohm tank, as well as a separate manual for the mod itself. Comes with a nice 1.33 inch TFT display. You have your voltage, your amperage, your puff counter, your battery meters. You have your Type-C charging port here, or firmware update port. I never recommend charging your batteries through the mod. It's always better to charge your batteries on an external charger. And right here, if you look here on the screen, it has a clock, which my camera is not going to focus on. This mod will take 18650 batteries with adapters, 21700 batteries, and 2700 batteries. It goes from 5 watts to 200 watts. It also has temperature control. Now, as you see here, the screen switched, and this is a clock, but my camera for some reason will not pick it up. It does have a light on the back of the mod when you fire it. There you go. It says Kriemhild on the back. This mod will fire down to 0.2 ohms. You have your venting right here on both sides. I think that the firing button is in kind of a weird location. I prefer the ones that have them on the side, but this isn't a problem. I usually just hold the mod like this, fire it with my thumb. The button does have a tactile click to it. I'm going to take the tank off here. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this or not, but it does have a click to it. This mod does have a pretty interesting way that the batteries are in the mod. You have a little switch here. Press that down, and the whole back compartment comes off. This is your battery compartment here. I have 18650s in here now, and these sleeves are really nice that hold the batteries. So you can just pop the batteries in there like that. Here's your battery sled. Here's your two contacts here. Your contacts down here. You have Vapefly right here. And the way this door goes on, you just kind of slide it together, and it has a nice audible click when it's in place. Now I've noticed that there is a slight movement to the battery door, but it's not bad. It does make a little bit of it can make a little bit of noise sometimes, but overall the mod is very well built. Here's your 510 connection here. You have your 3 hold down screws for your 510. This is a really solid 510. Has a floating center pin, of course. Overall, the mod it has a nice heft to it. It feels like a really solidly built device. The only real gripe I have about this mod is it seems kind of slick. There's not much to grab onto. You do have some texturing here, but it doesn't really help any. And it's kind of like a rubberized texture on the back of the device, but it's still pretty slick. I would have liked if they would have made this texture just a little bit more aggressive. But overall, I do like the look of the mod. It performs very well. Okay, one way you can make adjustments to this device is to hit the button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And right here you'll see the variable wattage flashing. You can switch that over to temperature control, and they'll give you a stainless steel or whatever you have the temperature control setting set at. You hit the button again, it'll go down to how you would like the device to operate when you hit the fire button. So you have a normal, a hard, a soft mode. I usually keep mine on normal. You hit the fire button again, you can reset the ohms of your atomizer. This helps with temperature control and being able to lock that. So you can lock your ohms of your device when you're in temperature control mode. And when you're in temperature control mode, if you hit the button, you can change from stainless steel, titanium, nickel. You hit the button again, you can select your wattage you want it to fire at in whichever mode. And again, with the ohms, you can lock your ohms and reset your ohms, which is a pretty good function if you use temperature control. I never really use temperature control, but it is nice to have. If you hit the button 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to go into your main menu. Okay, you have light setting, which you can adjust the color. You can adjust the timeout of your screen. And you have a couple of colors to choose from here. Which I'll change it to purple. You have your puff setting. That's where you can reset your puffs. You have a brightness. That's where you can control the brightness of your screen. You have memory, which here you can set memories for TCRs, like for different temperature control wires, things of that nature. And if you keep going down, you'll have curve. So you can set your curve if you would like to. For the way you vape, you can set different curves for different atomizers. Some people like that. I never really use it. Here you can set the time on the mod, which I don't understand why people put times on mods. But a good thing is, if you take the batteries out of this mod and then replace the batteries, the time does stay good, which is a nice feature. I hate when mod companies put the time on the mods, and then when you take the batteries out, as soon as you put the batteries back in, you have to reset the time again, and that's just a hassle to me. That's like the stupidest thing ever. All right, now let's look at the tank. The tank here has a lot of airflow. It's very airy, but you can adjust it with this ring here. One thing I kind of dislike about the tank is the way that you open it. Now, to fill your e-liquid. Now, it does have an arrow here right above the Kriemhild. And the way you open this tank is you lift up and then slide back. And then to close it, you just push it and it locks back down. The thing I don't like about this is, especially on the black version, if it's somewhat dim lighting in your room or wherever you're vaping, you know, good luck on finding that little arrow and the Kriemhild name here to know where to open your tank. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I wish they would have made this maybe a red arrow or something that you could see a little bit more definite, but they didn't, so that's just the way it is. You have a 810 drip tip here. Now, what's nice about this tank is you can change out the coil with e-liquid in it. So here, I'm going to take the bottom off of the atomizer, and these have the plug-in style coils here. So if you take this coil out, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but it does, as you take the coil out, as you can see this moving right here, it blocks the juice channels, so you can take the coil out, so you can change out your coil without really worrying about getting juice everywhere. That to me is a really nice feature. I like that feature. And then boom, the coil just plugs back in. Tighten down the airflow adjustment again, or the base of the atomizer, and you're ready to vape. That to me is a really nice feature. I do like that they included that feature. Now on the tank, I haven't had any problems with any dry hits or anything. I haven't had problems with the tank leaking either. The coils have really good flavor, but man, this tank, using the specified wattages on the coils, it will burn through e-liquid very quickly. Another thing I kind of dislike about the tank is the fact that the glass is on the bottom section, and then you have this large metal section here. So when you're filling up the tank, it's hard to tell when you're starting to get to the top or when it's full. That's kind of bothersome. I don't really like that too much. It's just hard to tell when your tank's about full, and then there is, you know, the possibility of you just overflowing the tank, you know, and then a little bit of cleanup might be required. But overall, this is a really nice tank. This is a really nice mod. I would recommend it to people. I have enjoyed using it. Like I said though, it is pretty stout. It's on the heavier end of mods, but it is really nice and it is enjoyable. I would have kind of liked it if they had somewhere in the menu in order to turn this black lit Kriemhild off. That would have been nice to have, just in case, you know, you want it off. But in the menu there is no way to turn this light off. Also, this mod is very reactive. It fires almost instantly. Which is very nice. Vapors. Oh, look at the vapors. Alright, let's go back up top. I'll vape it and give you my final thoughts. Alright, back up top with the Kriemhild Kit. Like I said down below, I do really like this mod. I would recommend it. It's a very good mod. The tank has very nice flavor, especially with the NI80 coils. It's a very responsive mod. Fires almost instantly. And with the 21700s that you can put in this, it'll give you a long battery life. Overall, it's just a really good mod. Alright, this is Tanker Vapes. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please like and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time with another vaping review.